13, as you see, we are in full pads because it's the day of work that we need to take advantage of. And a couple things that really stand out, a lot of young guys are really improving and have made a case for themselves being in the mix for playing time and contributing to this football team. And I want to credit the upperclassmen because I think it's important to note that here, the one thing that we've learned and really instilled in our guys, and they've taken done a great job in taking it under their own control, is they do a great job with the young guys. They're great mentors. They're mentors to them. They teach them. They coach them up. They spend time around them, and it creates a better football family for us. So the experience for these guys has been great. Has been great, and they've advanced more so than you would a guy that maybe didn't quite feel that. So credit to them. We will be physical today. Okay, that's not going to change. We're in full gear. We still have our 7-on-7 run periods, our team run and play action periods. We'll work a lot of plays under pressure today, both run and pass. And then we'll get into some 2-minute situations, which the other day certainly we showed that we do need some work on that. All right, we'll work our different tempos, our different personnels and our substitutions, and we'll talk more about the spring game tomorrow. Today we'll focus on getting better for the 2018 season.
The spring game will be a little different for you this year. Now, as the head coach, what are you looking forward to the most, maybe from seeing your group after all the practices?
Yes, sir. High-level execution from a scheme standpoint and from a fundamental standpoint. I mean, we want to see low pad level. We want to see feet in the ground. We want to see blockers striking defenders and defenders striking blockers. We want to see good balance and body control by our guys. We want to see good ball security. Want to see guys making plays. I mean, the offense and defense has gone against each other by Saturday, they would have gone against each other 14 times, not to mention what we've done before in the fall. So they know each other pretty well. All right, there's some familiarity there, and that's not a bad thing because it forces you to be much more fundamentally sound. And who could play in front of some fans, right? We're going to see who walks out there and takes a look around and says, "Oh God, timeout, please." We want to see, and we want to put on a good show for our fans, of course, and our alumni and so many visitors in town that are so important to the program.
You always mentioned being physical. How physical are you going to let the guys be with also trying to balance, staying healthy and whatnot for the spring game?
We'll be physical. We're going to play football. And of course, you want to stay healthy. First and foremost, you certainly don't want to come out of spring with an injury, but I do think that if you start overthinking that and start creating situations that I guess in essence may compromise bad body position and create more injury opportunities. So we don't want to do that at all. We do a pretty good job staying up, staying off the ground. We only tackled 3 times during spring. But we still have to learn how to do a better job practicing without leaving our feet. You'll watch us on film and you'll see us oftentimes just kind of lose our balance a little bit and end up on the ground. And 99% of all injuries happen when somebody's on the ground, someone gets rolled up, someone runs into somebody else. So that's what we're trying to, we want to practice like the pros. We do.
What's your comfort level after losing a 4-year starter at place kicker? I mean, just you got 2 guys relatively inexperienced with game time.
Be more comfortable after game 1 to see how that thing goes. But up until this point, the process, the operation has been really good, one that you can trust, and his accuracy in practice has been great. It really has. We've really focused on shoring up the protection, making sure that our edges are wide enough and stout enough, and at the same time kind of bulking up who we put in the middle there. We put some bigger bodies in there, use some defensive guys also, and we're spending an extraordinary amount of time on special teams, and it's paying off. It's been good for us.
Do you think you're still in a position right now where Adam will likely do place kicking and punting?
He's got a chance to do so. You've got to let him prove us wrong, right? You've got to let him continue to do it, but guys like Blake, I mean, he's doing a great job, and he's knocking the ball back. He's knocking it far and getting some great hang time. It's going to be a pretty good competition, and we do have some guys coming in as well that are coming in as walk-ons that should help us in that department as well.
Did you guys come up with any sort of a format, like a draft or anything for the spring game this year?
Because of the lack of bodies, it'd be tough to come up with a draft because you might have a team that's running really a rugby operation and another one that's playing ultimate frisbee on the other side. So we eliminated that. More likely now will be offense, defense with a point system. Obviously we'll be in uniform, so it'll be very much game-like. We just want to make sure that the game flows and give our guys an opportunity to make plays by being organized and detailed and putting them in the right position.
Has there been a specific group defensively that's stood out through the spring so far?
I think the defensive line. Those guys get better and better. Coach Joe Salavea. I mean, he's one of those guys as an offensive line coach. You got to buckle up every single day because his guys are going to be ready mentally. They're going to play with great fundamentals and pad level, and he's going to make them tough. whether they want to be tough or they don't want to be tough. Joe's going to make them tough, and he's going to make them relentless competitors. And certainly, Coach Salave's impact is felt throughout the program on a daily basis.
Seems like Apelu's come back. He's out there. Looks like he'll be full go for one more season.
That's great to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
A great young man, awesome young man. He's finally healthy, or right at the the breaking point of becoming fully healthy. He's running well. He's striking without any reservation at all. He knows the system. Very productive player last year until he did get hurt. So obviously he's in there. He's competing in a position that has some pretty good players, and we expect him to be a really good player for us this year. So, and more than anything, he brings a lot of energy. He brings a lot of positivity, and he's got a $1 million smile now. You know, when he walks in the room, he lights it up. We're all very fond of Lana because of all the things that he represents as a person and as a football player. So really glad to have him back.
Do you have any idea how you're going to score the spring game?
Kind of. Everyone thinks the staff thinks I'm going to tilt it towards the offense, naturally, right? But we're not. We're going to make it a fair scoring system, give it a chance, and, you know, I think you'll enjoy it. We'll come up with that tonight and make sure we release it tomorrow so that you guys have that.
Coach, visually watching Coach Mirabal, you know, coach like a Moore or a Throgmorton or some of these big guys is interesting. How long does it take for these big offensive linemen to realize this offensive line coach who comes in a small package is really good?
You know, I've never felt that that's ever been an issue when you're a teacher or you're not a teacher, right? When someone walks in the room, the moment they start speaking, their presence, their ability to connect, the fact that they can make you better, it's always the most prominent overriding factor. And I think if you watch our practice closely, you'll see at every single position we have a high level of expertise type of teacher. Okay, and certainly Alex is that, and then some. I'm very particular about the offensive line. I just don't trust offensive line work with anyone. So, you know, to me, you have to know someone for over 30 years to trust them with the offensive line. And so, but we're glad to have him here. He's doing a heck of a job working with those guys.
Didn't realize how long you've known each other since high school days, huh?
Yep, go back a long, long way. You know, it was what was that old show, Miami Vice, like Sonny and Crockett, you know, right? Playing side by side. Yeah, we go back a long way. Families know each other, and it's one of those things. Is like he loves to grind. I love to grind. Love our families. You know, love doing things the right way. We were coached by a high school coach, Dennis Lavelle, Fred Foyo, our offensive line coach, who just instilled in us a certain type of mentality, helped groom and nurture a DNA that, I mean, you could almost finish each other's sentences. And he's the one that it's a race every morning, who's going to get in first. And like today was 4:37, his car was there already. Made me really upset, right? So tomorrow I got to set my alarm for 3 a.m. But that's the kind of guy he is, and he is thrilled to be here, so is his family. So again, I can't put in words how excited and happy I am to have Alex here with us.
You mentioned you wanted to go into the Secret Service. What happened there?
Well, man, I don't know if I could talk about it without getting taken away here, you know. So, yeah, it was something I always liked. I always liked law enforcement, and it was something that my father did back when he was in Cuba, and something of that nature. And I had applied and went through the process, and that's a lengthy process now. That goes 18 months, 2 years, and I was a graduate assistant, and I was hanging out during a bowl game with guys like Reggie Wayne, Santana Moss, Ed Reed, and pretty good group of guys, right? Good players, and I got the call to, you know, it'd been accepted after a 2-year process, and accepted the job. Went and cleaned out my office with a little bit of sorrow, and then about 4 o'clock in the morning, which 4 o'clock keeps taking out, right? 4 a.m. is a big part of my life. At that time, I woke up in a panic, and I just realized I could not be away from football. I couldn't. I had lost part of it one time, right, when I finally stopped playing, and I didn't want to lose it again. So went and begged for I think it's $1 an hour job as a graduate assistant, right, and total minimum wage times 10 to continue being part of the football program at the University of Miami.
How do you go to bed at?
I don't know. I don't know. And you know, I don't say it to like, oh, I'm a hard worker. It's just what we do. And I think to be effective and to be thorough, you owe it to the players. You really do. You know, there's nothing worse than a coach that's not prepared, whether it be drill work, whether it be a meeting. Can you imagine your body's sore, you've been in pads for 13, 14 days, you're about to go to a meeting, you want questions answered on power O, on a certain protection, on a play action pass, and your coach is fumbling through information, doesn't have any clarity? Our job in that meeting room is to eliminate anything that's cloudy, right? To make sure everything is perfectly clear so guys can play fast. So the combination of that, the combination of making sure we're always connecting with our players, it's a 24/7 job. So, but I'll put on one of those sleep monitors. I'll send you the times on it. You know what I mean? We'll see what it comes up with. I read an article on Sleepless Elite. We'll get on that a little bit later. You know, but no, it's good. Today's a big day for us. I think, and the mentality has to be of getting better. It can't be relief syndrome where we're coming towards the end of spring. We gotta go. We gotta go. Okay, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, have a good day.